Well, this is old electronics fan. Oh, I can speak English, really. This is a Sony TC650, 4-track, 2-track. I read through the manual just to get a feel for this thing, and well, this thing is pretty amazing. One of the first things that surprised me is this is your 4-track stereo head, but you can also get a 2-track head for this. Take these 2 screws out, slide this out, put the new one in, put the cover back on, and yeah. Okay. So, maybe I can. The top of this roller is just layered with dust. This is also, although not as bad, there's a thick layer of dust there. This thing's been sitting around for quite a while. You look at the top of the knobs. But this is the one that tells you, especially this one, because this spins, and it's been sitting there, and there's a thick layer of dust on there. Before I forget, there's a couple of things to note when you're looking at. That needs serious cleaning. For instance, let's go to this. Okay. All right. We're going to. Get my head in the way, I'm sure. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. Maybe I'll take this off because I didn't think to do that before I zoomed in, but I'm going to clean it a little bit, so we'll need to take it off anyway, but oh yeah. Okay. Let me clean it so I can get a better picture of what I'm looking at. Alright. There's a reason why I've gone straight to this. If you want to know whether you're dealing with a tape unit that's had a lot of hours on it, one of the first things you might want to look at is this. In fact, let's zoom back out. You can see I didn't do that. You're watching nothing as I was cleaning this. Alright, so okay, this one doesn't look too bad. So I guess I'll zoom back in again for a minute. So I want, alright, bring this down so I don't have to hold it so high. And, okay. Are you going to focus? Focus? Or not? Fine. Let's zoom back out a little bit. Oh. Hello? Come on. I'd really like to be able to do better with this, but it's not cooperating. Alright, as I rotate this, and I'm not sure how clear it is, I'm looking at a monitor, yes, okay, right about there. You can see a line as I rotate it. It runs across this. That line indicates that this has been worn. So this has been used a fair amount. I've seen some where you actually have a flat spot on this. And when I find that, I will loosen the screw as I just did, and rotate this a little bit so that the flat spot is no longer on the bottom where the tape travels around, but at the top. Kind of extend the life of this. This is obviously not a part that you're going to get by ordering from Sony. It's simply not available anymore, I'm pretty sure. Unless somebody happened to have some new old stock lying around. Okay, so now they do say you can use alcohol on this, but now there's a reason why I'm not just throwing a tape in this and starting it up, because the book that I just read, thankfully I have, alcohol, says that this should be lubricated every 6 months. And you take, and this, oh darn, once again, I'm not paying attention. I was washing this off. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's good. So, this needs to be lubricated. Also needs to be cleaned on this. So let me remove this, because it has to come off anyway if I'm going to take this cover off. And I'm planning on doing that. Okay. So I should have done that before I tried to clean it. It's a lot easier when it's in your hand and sideways on the tape player. So, okay, that was good. Now, I think, oh, there's dust bunnies behind there. Well, let's evict the dust bunnies. Little C-clip here, and there's a washer there, which as always drops into the little slot and tries to keep from taking things off. Alright, so this has a bushing, a brass bushing. And so they recommend you oil this, and it actually doesn't look too bad. Well, I spoke too soon. That looks a little bit, yeah, that's dried out. Big shock. Yep, it's dirty. So, so let's get to this. As you may or may not be able to see, I'm going to try this again so I can forget to zoom out again later. So you can see that that's kind of filthy. So let's see if we can persuade some of that to come off, shall we? Ooh. Yeah, dirty. Now, what they suggest is that you hit the spot back here with some light oil. And then they have in the book a number of places, other places that they want you to also clean. Let's see. I'm just kind of cleaning this off. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I might work on that some more later. Now, I think what I want to do, because I'm curious. So I'm going to take all this stuff. I'm going to take all this stuff and stack it over here out of the way. Oh, that's gooey. Alright, let's persuade that to not be gooey anymore. Oh, there's my dust bunny. He escaped. He's now gone. Okay. Get that one. Come on. Alright. It's kind of a nice little black mark on there. I don't know. Yeah, there it goes. Alright, take that. Take your little clip. Put all this together over here. And we have a screw and the that there. And that goes there next to that. So, now, I'm curious about this. Well, we're going to try it. I believe this is where it's supposed to come apart. Maybe this has never been touched. Yeah, that screwdriver is a bit fat. Here we go. Oh. There we go. Now I'm assuming there's a block here. Let's swing this back a little bit. Let's see. There it is. I've never seen this. What's really nice about this, though, is you now have access. That over there. You now have access to everything that's under here. That's a roller that wasn't rolling. Filthy. Oh, that's gonna. This is supposed to be when you run your tape around through here. You run it under this, so that when it's playing, it'll pull this up, and the switch will be activated, which will allow this to run. If you don't do that, this thing's going to sit there and ignore you. It won't do anything. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Erase head. Now one of these two is the record head. I would guess it's this one, but I don't know. This is the other place you want to look to see if oh yeah, that's nasty. Well, let's clean that up some more. This is the other place you want to look at, just give you an indication of how much wear and tear this has had. These are guide pins for the tape. This looks like, well, I believe this goes through here and then up between there. Okay, so this is pretty nasty. Either this had some really cheap tape run through it, or it just had a lot of tape run through it. It's had a pretty good buildup of magnetic material from the tape. It's that brown colored stuff that gets left behind, the residue from interesting. I'm going to get into some of the features more, some of which I didn't even know about before I read through the manual for this thing. Well, I keep getting distracted. I should probably finish cleaning this. Now, there's something this is intriguing to me. The information I just gleaned from the manual. Some of the tape players that I've used over the years, and yes, I do read manuals, indicated, or was it them in the manuals themselves? I'm not sure. Somewhere I read that the cleaning material that you should use on tape heads and such should be a particular cleaning fluid that not only cleans things but also would leave behind a thin film that was, I guess, a lubricant. So I don't know if that was just a marketing gimmick or what, but the instructions in this say that you can, or should, use alcohol. They also, at the time this was in production, they also made cleaning strips that you could run through this that had a cleaning, I assume, alcohol in it, material. I assume they were alcohol impregnated. They don't say otherwise. This is going to be interesting to see. Does this tell me what's what? Probably not. It's been a very, very long time that since I've dealt with, let's see, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. That probably won't work. It's been a very long time since I've worked with a reel-to-reel tape player. And I do vaguely remember that when you're recording, you have the ability to, and this one has it, monitor source or tape. Let's see. I'm betting, yes. So here's your erase head. I'm assuming this is the record head. I'm assuming that this is a playback head. And what these controls do is, when you're feeding a signal into this and recording, if you leave it here, you're going to hear only what's being fed into the tape unit. If you do this, it's going to listen to the tape, probably using this head. And now you can hear what it is that you're recording. And that might give you some indication of the quality of what you're recording. Because it's been a very long time since I've worked on this. So I'm going to assume that this is indeed recording, this is playback, this is erase. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get rid of all the dust that's lingering here. I don't really think I want it falling onto my tape as I'm playing. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So, let's clean some of this out. And some of that out. Okay, now this is where I'm going to start getting into some of the interesting features. Tape shift. Let me read what it says in the book, and then I will tell you what I think that means. Actually, yeah, that looks better. Alright, so let's go to the book. tape shift, switch. All right. So, when this switch is off, these apparently come up, feels like that needs to be lubricated, and allow the tape to ride against the head as you're fast forwarding, rewinding, playing, whatever. So how do they put it? Allow tape contact while in stop, fast forward, or rewind mode. Okay. Why would you want to do that? I think one of the things I can think of is that if you want to find a spot where the audio ceases, you can put in fast forward or rewind, and allowing the tape to see if it feels okay. Allowing the tape to ride against the heads will allow you to hear what's on the tape, admittedly at high speed, but as you're cruising along, you'll hear sound, and all of a sudden you won't hear sound because you'll have gotten to the end of the recording. Immediately hit stop, and then you're pretty close to where you want to be for playing, recording, erasing, whatever you want to do. So, I have never seen a unit with that. So leave that off, I think. It did say if it's in the off position. Oh, I want it on. Okay. I'm not searching for anything on the tape, so I don't care about that. Well, since I'm playing around with this stuff, let's look at this. I mentioned before that you can get a head assembly for 2-track. This is 4-track. This is stereo. But you can get a 2-track head assembly. And you can use, and I guess with either one, you can record on the left or the right. And they actually have a chart in here that tells you what happens when you select various different options. So if you just want a mono recording, you put in one or the other, and you record just on that track. If you want to have, say you want to have 4 individual tracks, well, you can run through and play, or record rather, on the left. Then, now they talk about reversing, flipping the tape over, which I guess that makes sense because with a reel-to-reel, if you were to say you wanted to have 4 mono tracks on your tape, ideally what you'd want to do is record all the way to the end of the tape, flip it around, record all the way around to the tape, and there's an order in which you use these, they tell you. So you may want to then, well, anyway, I just read it. I've never run into this before, so I'm still figuring this out. But the bottom line is you can control what tracks you use. So you run all the way around, you flip the tape around, you record on the next track that you want to use, run it all the way through, flip it around again, then use the other one, and you just rinse, repeat. Like I said, I've never seen one like this. I've never encountered this. That's pretty amazing. This is your speed control. These are your mic and line controls. Your record volume for those. Let's see. Tape selector switch. This has, it's getting a little bit closer. Sony has a special tape, and if you're using their special tape, then you put it on special. Otherwise, you put it here. This is probably before there were things like the chromium and all that other stuff that we had in cassettes. But anyway, so they had a high density, high output tape, I think it was. And that would, I guess, enhance the quality. Of course, these are your 2 view meters right here. Record, fast forward, stop, play, fast forward, or rewind. This is rewind, fast forward. This is interesting. This is your playback volume, headphone jack. Now you've got this. This is, you can do sound on sound, and I just read through it. This allows you to put sound on top of what you've got. I'm really not sure how that was used. This is kind of new to me. No, I suppose you could. I suppose you could put like a background behind somebody speaking, music background. I don't know. So there's sound on sound, echo. You've got this control. So your input would actually wind up with an echo, and you control how much echo with this knob here. Normally we would have it there. This is filthy. So what I mentioned about this here. Oh, back there. The same is true. I'm bouncing around a bit, I know. The same is true of this. I'm going to clean this because it's nasty. So this is a 3-motor machine. So there's a motor behind this, and this obviously rotates when the tape is playing. I assume it's also moving when you're fast forwarding and rewinding. I don't know. This is definitely filthy, and you can't see much of what I'm doing. It's not really exciting. This is pretty filthy. Now on my Panasonic, yep, there is this. If I can get to that. On my Panasonic, there was a screw on the back of this. You could do the same thing you could do over here. Loosen it up and rotate this so that the worn area is moved. I don't know. There's no there is no indication that you can easily remove any of this to get to the back of this. Well, maybe we'll find out when we take this cover off, which is what we're going to do next. So, anyway, did I forget anything? I don't think so. I think I covered everything down here. Oh, before I go anywhere else, there's a very real chance that I will forget to do that. So, let's show you some other stuff. Remote control output. Let's take a look, shall we? There is a remote control you could buy for this. You take this plug out, plug in the remote control, and now you could control this from, well, however long that cord is. They call it remote control. So I'm assuming they gave you sufficient cord to be remote a little bit from this. This thing is kind of amazing. So then let's go to, on the top, all we've got there is the power cord and the switched outlet. And that sucker is heavy. All right. Oh, they're dirty. Yeah, I spent a lot of time cleaning on camera. Interesting. Looks like there's mildew or something in there. So this would be your line in or microphone input. Excuse me, I also saw a microphone input in the front. Yes, so there's a mic input here too. Oh, the other thing about this is that you can mix the mic and the line in. So you could have mics plugged in either over here or here, then you have an input coming in from something else, and you use these controls to mix the two, which I thought was pretty amazing. Again, I've never seen that capability. Okay. I don't know if that is a captured screw or what. Looks like it is. Well, I got interrupted, but we'll just continue on. And it's okay. So 4 screws, which you didn't see the top ones I took off. Oh, the entire thing comes off. Just those 4. I thought just this part would come off, but the whole thing comes off. Well, okay. Then, let's see. Dusty. The belt looks pretty good. Yikes. Now, the question is, do I want to, I think, look at all that dust. They never put dates on their documentation, ever. And this one is no exception. So I don't know when this was made. Probably, well, I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of these to come to conclusions. But based on what I have looked at with regard to vintage electronics, I'm guessing this would be an 80s. I don't think it would be from the 70s. I don't think. I'm going to have to look this up. So I don't know offhand. Lots of dust. But, you know, well, if it was the 80s, then that would be 40 some odd years, so I guess it's not too surprising that it's kind of dusty. Yeah, lovely. I wonder. Well, that spins freely. Okay. I'm going to take this off, because I want to spin that without getting it trapped under my cloth. Yeah. Yuck. So, now I know I haven't put power to this. I don't know anything about, well, yeah, I guess I don't know anything about this. On the back of these is the clutch. So I'll clean that up a bit, and the reason they have brakes on these, which is what I'm cleaning, is because these modern reel-to-reel, more modern reel-to-reels, some tape traveling at a pretty good rate, and even the older ones, it's going to reels pretty fast. And they, the minute you hit the stop button, if you don't have brakes, the tape comes piling off the tape reel, and makes a nice mess. Okay. Then I'm going to take that all apart. So I think, let's see. So here's what I want to do. Go back to my book, and now, let's see. Yeah, that probably wasn't my best idea. Very messy. But, let's see. But I did kind of want that dust removed before I started oiling in there. So, here we go. No, don't do that. Or that. And fine, stay that way, go that way, be that way. There. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so I'm going to put this belt back on. Let's clean that a little bit. Look at that. That was all the dust on the underside of the belt. I guess it makes sense because part of it was lying out in the open. Okay. Oh. Take this back off. Let's clean that. I could feel some roughness there. Oh, yes. There's a lot of rubber stuck to this. So I assume it's from this. Oh. This has some, yeah. This is the spot where the rubber belt stopped on this top roller. And there's all sorts of little dents in the rubber material. Which means I probably don't want to leave this on. It's using this, see if I can scrape it, and it's using this, see if I can scrape it, and it does seem to be working. Well, let's do some more. So, as you can see, it kind of makes sense to do a little cleaning and evaluation of something before you actually try to run it. That looks a lot better. Okay. Now, back to what I was about to do. Oh, probably down here too. Yes. Yeah, lots of junk on here. Lots and lots. Try to use my fingernail to go on this. I really am reluctant to get on something like this mean, when I was doing the other one, I was using the side of the screwdriver and just using this flat to try to clean that off. I can't really get in there the same way I could this, so I don't really want to go digging at it with something that will leave grooves and marks in the metal. So I'm trying to use my fingernail as something that's got a sharp enough edge but won't damage anything. So yeah, this part's about as exciting as watching paint dry, I'm sure. So we have to race through this one. Yeah, that's better. Pretty much. Fingernails. Fingernails are useful for more than just protecting your fingers. Alright. You can consider that good enough. Now, okay. Now, let's go back to the book. I've said that several times and I've not made it back to the book yet. I will, eventually. I keep seeing new things I want to address. Alright. Let's go to this. Oh, they do have information on how to change the head, which is what I just did. It was pretty obvious. But let's go to maintenance. Okay, cleaning the heads, demagnetizing the heads. I had a demagnetizing one. I don't know where it is at the moment. Okay, so let's see. Remove the retaining screw. Now let's. All right, so they point out this. Cinch roller shaft, 1 drop of light machine oil. That's this. I'm sitting over there. Top panel, motor lubricating hole. So it's that. I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so they showed me, I think, did they, or did they just explain it to me? Alright, let's see. Roller shaft. Okay, so this needs lubrication and, oh, where is it? This right here. That's a motor lubrication thing. There's a little inside of this. There's some cloth rope that when you put oil in there will wick the oil down to the motor. And so we've got two. Get this out of the way. So those are the only two things they're saying. Okay. All right. I keep forgetting. They expanded the end of this so it wouldn't pop out. Unfortunately, this one keeps popping out. All right. So now what I want to do is just a little bit of oil here, and this thing moves pretty freely considering. Oh, eek. I don't want all that oil. Okay, so let's go up here and go to the motor lubrication pulley thing. or no, motor lubrication thing. Unfortunately, that angles down instead of up. Okay. Maybe we can do it this way. I pulled it out a little bit. Maybe it will now let me get in there. I'm looking at the wick in there, and there's not much. The thing is bone dry, of course. It missed a few of the 6-month oilings it's supposed to get, I would say. Okay. Trying to angle that up enough so I can get some drops down in it. Come on. Well, so they say this is a 3 motor. So we've got this one. I think there's probably a motor behind that one. Yeah, there's the motor. Well, maybe there isn't. Maybe there isn't a. That spins awfully freely. That might just be a weighted flywheel. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's a motor there. So there's probably a motor for this, a motor for this, and a motor for this. If I had to guess. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's not unusual. This is fairly typical. I was fooled a little bit by this, but this is just a flywheel behind here, and this thing just spins freely. So when the tape, I think that's designed to keep wow and flutter at bay. I've not run into this before either. I'm sure this is not unusual, but I just haven't encountered a reel that used that. I mean, that used this precise method. Some have flywheels elsewhere in their system. But that's the first time I've seen it here, which is okay. Probably works pretty well. Alright. Alright, so this is the brake mechanism, the solenoid. There's a brake pad here and one here, and it's not surprising that it moves easier this way on this one than that way. This way is harder than that way. So, but they're both operating when the brake is turned on at the same time. So, let's see, what else do we need to know? If I were to take this all apart, there's screws on the back that would allow me to take this chassis out. I'm not going to do that at the moment because I first want to see if it will turn on, and I think I want to put this back in. Alright. Okay. Yeah, when I was reading about these heads, I was having kind of a hard time wrapping my head around this because they're talking about 2 head, 4 head, and they didn't really explain it. They gave you lots of information about the different controls, the recording buttons and all that. and how to use them. But they didn't, in the instructions on how to use these buttons, these left and right record buttons, they didn't explain that there were two different heads that would be used. So anyway, let's plug it in. I'm going to start off with my dim bulb and my, so I've got all of those on. Oh, does it tell me watts? Does it give me information on that? AC 60 hertz, AC outlet 60 hertz. Distributed by Superscope. I don't see, 90 watts. Okay, so this should be safe. Put that on. Oh, there it goes. And the lights didn't light up. So if I go to, oh, the buttons are on the panel, aren't they? Yes, they are. And so let's see. This shouldn't do anything. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So if I do this, as you can see, it does nothing. Okay. Well, the motor runs. I have lights. I'm going to put this cover on, I think. Trying to think of, oh, let's see. So now that this is on, yeah, okay. All right. Well, I hope I don't have a bad switch, but let's, let me think. Let me look for a tape. I should have done that before I dragged this out. Well, I don't know what's on this. I think it may be German music. I'm not sure, but all I really want to know is, does this thing play? Oh, and I should hook this up to my stereo too. That would be good. Oh, and this is the wrong way. Come on. There we go. That would work better. This side is the take-up reel. The other side is not. Okay. Quite frequently you'll see reel-to-reel tapes that do not have a leader. This one, bass F, bass F, whatever, does. Okay, so what you do is you stop. Don't do that. So we go around this one. Oh, I guess it would help. Oh, I forgot. The other thing I wanted to do was just put a drop of oil inside this. I should probably clean this. It's probably gummy. So let's do a quick alcohol cleanse. And then dry that. Then we'll put a little bit of oil on there. It really didn't seem that bad. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just slide that out a little bit, like that. That way, hopefully, I will avoid dripping oil on places. Well, come on. Oh yeah, that looks good. Next. Come on. It might be okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I'm trying to think if. Well, I'll find out when I try to when I put the cover, when I put the panel on, whether this can be here or not. Oh. All right. And put that on. Okay. Now. It definitely would not work very well if I had not put that roller on, for obvious reasons. So, okay. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it goes. It's a little bit flaky. All right, so let's dig out cable. That's not good. This one I had. This one will work. Is it out? And this into aux. Oh, I didn't know that was still on. Lovely. Okay. Surprise. I don't know what that's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, oh. Oh, I'm going to have this on. Okay. Well, I know the stereo makes noise. Let's see. Record. Oh. That's good. Line in. No, line out is what I want. That's what I want. Okay. So that seems a little bit touchy. I may have some switch issues, but hard to say. Curious about this. Aha. That does exactly what I thought it would. This is the normal for fast forward rewinding. Hit that up. Now the tape can ride against the head. And it can make noise as it travels. There have been times when I would have liked to have had a feature like that. Let's see, so that's normal, source, put on tape. Playback volume is here. It's all the way up. Let's do this. Make sure I'm on the right thing. Okay. I'm not getting any signal. I can hear it a little bit in the stereo, but the view meters aren't saying anything. Oop. Well, I may have to dig into this further. See if I can find out what's going on. Now, I did have this off. It's possible that this connection is dirty and it's not doing much. Well, let's check some stuff out. Let's see. No, it doesn't look bad at all. Looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong in here. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to think, is there anything odd about this tape? I'm pretty sure I've played this on my other reel-to-reel, and I don't recall there being any problem with it. Alright, well, it's the obvious things that get you. Number one, there are no feet on the bottom of this. So this apparently was intended to run like this. My other reel-to-reel runs upright. I suppose you could run this one that way, and I think the previous owner did do that. So we got a couple of problems. The switch is dirty. It makes a lot of noise when I switch it. And you are supposed to be able to do that. It should not be staticking like it is. This control is dirty. It's so bad that the audio goes on and off if you rotate this. I'm going to just play a little bit of this. At times it just shuts the audio off. These switches I think I can only get from the back, I think. I don't know about this one, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take it all apart. The screws on the back. That will allow me to take it out of the case. And I might be able to the screws on the top. I don't know. I'm going to explore this a little bit. I don't have a service manual on this, so probably that's what I should do next. Let me see if I can find something for this that can help me figure out what I need to figure out, and then I can come back. It's working, but it's flaky. These switches may not be healthy either. The play button was not letting me do anything. And I switched this in and out a couple times. Finally, it worked. So the speed switch might be dirty. I don't know about these. I might have to check those out. I definitely know that's an issue. These are an issue. I need to find a stereo tape because I want to verify that. Because right now the left side's the only one that's playing. Although, actually, let me just see something. Yeah. So, I don't know if, I think this might, well, I just played this on my Webcore, which is a mono tape player, and it was playing 2 channels at once. This one right now, it sounds like I'm getting all the audio, but it's only on the left channel. So I'm not sure what's going on here. So, looks like I'm going to have to take this apart and find out what is going on. I already know that, and these, and probably the switch, speed switch. So, yeah. Oh, and this tape wasn't on a section of the track that had good audio. So that was the other problem. I should have tested this first on my other reel-to-reel, but what the other reel-to-reel right now is kind of buried. So I didn't do that. So, but now I know I'm on a section of the tape that has stuff, and so now I can go and take this apart. I think I am going to take this off, and I was able to get this cover on without removing this. I'm assuming I can do the same thing to get it off. So, all right, I'll be back.